So, 2023 is finally over. What are 5 good things that I learned from in 2023? Up first, we have chrome blue nails. Life is too short to be afraid of wearing loud colors. I've come to discover that I love colors and I love playing around with them. I like looking unique and different than everybody else, whereas compared to when there was a time that I didn't. Next is Martinique. I loved the sun. I loved the smell of the ocean, and I loved the people. Everyone acted unbarbaric, unlike America, where people flip you off for things like asking for more relish on your hot dog. I felt alive and at peace. Life is so much simpler over there. Another thing that I realized is that I love my family. I met so much family and didn't realize how much I missed out on something that I had never truly experienced. The proximity and the importance of family. I know I had a nephew, but for the first time I was an auntie. And I knew that I had an older brother, but for the first time I was a little sister. For the first time, I was the one being protected and not the one doing the protecting. Next is my podcast. I took a huge leap of faith recording myself and putting the face behind the screen, putting the voice behind the screen to a face, which is mine. And as intimidating as that was, I learned that this story, although it is mine, and although I am the narrator, that I am not the author of it. I'm just the person telling it. And the importance isn't even the story. It's about the author, who also is my teacher, and the things that he's teaching me. Next is Times Square. I learned that the busy life is not for me. There are so many people with so many different backgrounds and so many stories to tell. And because I am a storyteller, I realize that as important as it is to try to gather as many stories as possible, my story alone suffices to tell and to share the message that I want to spread. I now know the importance of always learning something new, but not at the expense of my internal peace. The last thing is chocolate chip pancakes. And although it doesn't make sense to you yet, maybe it shall someday. But I can just go on and tell you what I learned. Having that conversation was the hardest thing I had to do all year. I was a hot, blubbering mess the whole time, but I guess that's what love does to people. There is a mathematical equation for relationships. But what do you do when you have a problem and know the formula but still keep getting the wrong answer? This is where I believe that God comes in to help, because he doesn't solve it for us, and neither can anybody else, because otherwise we will never learn how to solve the problem on our own. God gives us the extra nudge to try again, the courage to do something scary and gut-wrenching despite not knowing what is going to come next. I now am okay with knowing that no matter how many formulas I am given, not every problem has a solution. And sometimes we have to look beyond the formula. Sometimes we have to look beyond the math to find one.